Okay, so today we're going deep on something I think a lot of golfers struggle with, and that's iron fitting.
Oh, yeah.
And specifically,
Big topic.
it is a big topic,
Yeah.
figuring out what makes an iron forgiving
Right.
without having to sacrifice how it looks.
Yeah, you don't want it to look like
A shovel-like.
a frying pan up there.
Exactly. A big clunky thing.
Yeah.
And to help us unpack this, we've got some great insights from a club fitter named Henrik Jentsch.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him. He's doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah, he's got a really interesting approach to iron fitting. He really focuses on finding that balance between looks, performance, and all that tech that goes into clubs these days.
I think people are starting to realize more and more that looks actually matter.
Yeah, it's not just about...
It's a mental game, right?
Absolutely a mental game.
Confidence.
Confidence, for sure.
If you love how they look, you're going to feel better over the ball.
Well, and that's something that Jentsch talks about, too. He actually calls it focusing on the frame of the club.
Okay, the frame.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool way to put it.
Yeah, I like that.
So what do you think he means by that?
Well, I think he's really talking about the way the club looks when you're standing over it.
Right.
You know, that first impression, the top line, how thick it is,
Yeah.
the offset.
How much is there? Yeah.
Exactly. How much is there? Does it sit flush to the ground, you
Right.
know? All of those visual cues that can affect how you feel about the club before you even swing it.
And it makes sense because you're more likely to hit a good shot if you feel good about the club in your hand.
Totally. Confidence is key in golf, and I think a lot of amateur golfers overlook that.
For sure. And Jentsch actually challenges the idea that a forgiving club has to be this big, chunky thing.
Right, right.
He says you can have forgiveness in a smaller, more aesthetically pleasing package.
Yeah, you see it a lot with some of the newer irons out there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, he mentioned a couple of models specifically that I thought were interesting. The Titleist T100.
Oh, the T100s, yeah, those are
Popular.
beautiful clubs.
Yeah. And then also the Mizuno Pro 240.
Yeah, I've hit those too. Really nice feel.
So what do you think makes those clubs forgiving without being too bulky?
Well, they both use a lot of technology to pack that forgiveness into a smaller design.
Okay.
Like the T100s, they have tungsten weighting in the toe and heel,
Wait.
which helps increase the club's MOI.
So it resists twisting.
Exactly, on those off-center hits.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. And then the Mizuno Pro 240s, they have this thing called harmonic impact technology in the face.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that.
It's basically designed to make the feel more consistent across the entire face.
Oh, that's nice. So even if you don't hit it dead center, it still feels good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't get that jarring vibration.
Which I'm sure helps with confidence, too.
Which I'm sure helps with confidence, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
If a club feels good, you're more likely to swing it confidently.
Makes sense. So basically, Jentsch is saying that you don't have to have a huge club head to get forgiveness.
Nope. Not anymore. Technology has come a long way.
Yeah.
Right. It's about using the right materials and design techniques.
And that's what makes it so interesting, right? You can have a club that looks great,
Yeah.
feels great, and performs great.
The whole package.
Exactly.
And of course,
Oh, and we can't forget about
we can't forget about the shaft.
the shaft.
Wait.
So important.
Because he talks a lot about how the shaft plays a huge role in how the club performs.
The shaft is like the engine of the club.
Oh, I like that.
It determines your launch angle, your spin rate. It's crucial.
And he mentioned some specific shafts too, right?
He did. He's a big fan of the Tour 8100,
Okay.
which is known for its smooth feel. And it's kind of a mid-launch shaft.
Okay.
And then he also likes the KBS Tour.
KBS, yeah.
A lot of players love those. Really stable,
Okay.
penetrating ball flight.
And what was the other one?
Oh, he also uses Project X shafts for those players who need help keeping the ball down.
Keeping it from ballooning.
Exactly. Low launch, low spin.
So he really uses a variety of shafts depending on the player.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So how does he go about finding the right combination of clubhead and shaft for each individual golfer?
Well, he does this really in-depth fitting process.
Okay, walk me through it.
So first he'll sit down with you and really get to know your game.
Ask you questions.
Yeah, what are your goals? What are your strengths and weaknesses?
What are you struggling with?
Exactly. And then he'll look at your swing.
Look at all the tech
Yeah, he's got launch monitors, video analysis, all that good stuff.
and all the numbers.
Yeah, all the data on your swing speed, launch angles, spin rates.
So he can really see what's going on.
Exactly. And then he starts putting different club heads and shafts in your hands,
Testing them out.
seeing what works, what feels good.
Well, it looks good too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to have that confidence factor.
And he makes adjustments along the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He'll tweak the loft lie angle, maybe even the shaft length.
It's a really personalized process.
It is. He's not just throwing clubs at you and hoping for the best.
It sounds like he's really paying attention to detail.
Yeah, he is. He's a true craftsman.
So basically, it's not enough to just pick a brand of irons and go with it.
Nope. Everyone's swing is different.
And everyone has different goals.
Exactly. You need that personalized approach to find the right clubs for you.
So would you say that the main takeaway here is that
It is possible.
it is possible to have it all,
Yeah. You don't have to sacrifice looks for performance.
or vice versa?
You can have a club that's beautiful and forgiving.
Well, that's good news.
Great news.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into iron fitting,
Yeah.
what are some things that you think our listeners should keep in mind
When they're touch.
when they're thinking about getting new irons or getting a fitting?
I think the biggest thing is to think about your priorities. What's most important to you in a set of irons?
Distance.
Is it distance? Is it accuracy? Is it feel?
All of the above, maybe.
Maybe it's a combination of all those things. And what are your swing tendencies?
Right.
What kind of ball flight are you trying to achieve?
Because those things are all going to affect.
Absolutely. They'll all play a role in the clubs you end up with.
And it's so important to work with a knowledgeable fitter.
Someone like Henrik Jentsch.
Like Jentsch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who can really guide you through that process.
And help you find the perfect set for your game.
Right. It's not about buying the most extensive clubs or the clubs that the pros are using.
Nope.
It's about finding what works for you.
What works for you and your swing.
So for all of you listening out there,
Yeah, think about
what you want in a set of irons.
what are your priorities?
What are your goals?
And maybe even consider booking a fitting.
Yeah, it could be a game changer.
It really could.
All right. That's going to do it for this deep dive into the world of iron fitting.
Hopefully you learned something.
Learn something new.
And maybe we inspired you to go get those perfect irons.
All right. Until next time.
See ya.